Welcome to Ingrid's World Television Show. My name is Ingrid Paris Hicklin, and I am the host and executive producer of the show. Well, on this show, we welcome back Andrea Bailey. Andrea Bailey is in her second term as Prince William County District Supervisor in Prince William County, Virginia. In 2023, Andrea Bailey won her local election by 65%. She serves on the Potomac Rappahannock Transportation Council, the Virginia Rail Express, the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments Executive Board, the Northern Virginia Regional Council, and the Virginia Association of Counties Health and Human Services. She is a champion of mental health services, crisis receiving center, and homeless shelters. And let us not forget, she's also the champion of affordable housing. She's also an inaugural graduate and advisor to the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Political Leadership Advisory Board at George Mason University for a conflict resolution cohort. Well, welcome to the show, Supervisor Bailey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ingrid. It is just, I've been excited all day to be here with you this evening, and I appreciate the opportunity just to sit and chat for a while about our wonderful, wonderful county.
Well, did I leave anything out in your career that you would like to tell us before we start our interview about what we're doing in Prince William?
Well, I never miss an opportunity, first of all, to talk about my family. So I just wanted to say hi to my wonderful husband, who we served in the United States Marine Corps together for 23 years. And I think that just gave us an opportunity to serve this community even better and stronger. And so that's the only little piece I think that I'm leaving out. And that I'm having a great time at the level of service that I'm providing this county. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be called a county supervisor in this region.
Well, I just tell you, it's so wonderful to have you here. So tell us about the new programs and services offered in Prince William County, Virginia.
Well, let me just say that Prince William County is in its embryonic stages. We are, I would say, though we're an older county, we are growing by leaps and bounds in our county. We're in our transitioning/transformational stage. And we're doing things like establishing a crisis receiving center to serve our community from a mental health perspective. We are very much focused on affordable, accessible, workforce, attainable housing here in our county. We really, really, really are focusing on providing the best recreational opportunities here for our community residents. And we're looking at the improvement of our roads and our transportation for our community. It's getting larger because people really want to live in Prince William County. And we're very proud of that. We're over 500,000 residents already. Wow. And that offers an opportunity for a higher level of community service, both from the county entity and from an electoral role. And so I'm very proud of that. We are looking at our land use and what that means in our county and how to better use our land. And so we are in our transitional/transformational stage.
Oh, that's very exciting. And I love how you talked about affordable housing too. How is that being addressed in Prince William? Because that's really a big issue.
It's a big issue. I tell you, back in the early to late 90s, the county we have a huge military population here, a government population here, executive population here, and a non-exempt population here. And people came to Prince William County to live, work, and play. And so it just so happens we woke up one morning and we had nearly 500,000 people. And so what that meant is, as we were crafting, reframing, improving our school system, we needed also to make sure that we are providing attainable, affordable housing for our residents who want and are focused to live here in Prince William County. So affordable housing is an opportunity for us. We did not have a affordable housing ordinance / program. And so we are in the midst of reforming, reframing, improving, creating an affordable housing ordinance, which will allow us to provide housing for our residents at any cost, at any level of income.
See, now that just gives me chills, because that's so important that you're doing that. So it sounds like what you're doing is you're making sure that where people work, they can also live. Is that what's happening here?
That's what we're doing. Yes, we were, to be quite frank, we were losing our firemen and our teachers and our policemen, moving out of the county because there was no housing. And so what we want to do is to assure that we're keeping those resources here in our county, so that as they are taking care of us, Ingrid, we will be providing for them and their families as well. We have an extraordinarily bank of educators and administrators in our school system, and we want to make sure that their kids are raised and developed in the county where they've been raised and developed, or where they've chosen to live, as well as for our police and fire department and our EMT community. They are so very focused at their level of service to us, and making sure that response times and care and immediate assistance is given to us. And so as they do that, they need to have the affordable space to come home to their families, with the affordable benefits to come home to their families and provide for their families here in Prince William County.
So now I love how you're being proactive and assessing the area and the situation of what your community needs. Another thing is that you've been working on economic investment in Prince William County. What does that look like?
Well, I have to say, we did a creative data assessment of several things during COVID, and one of those things was to look at our small businesses within our community. How can we help sustain them? How can we help support them, and to make them continually a stimulant to our economy? And so what we did in that vein is we utilized the CARES Act and Area Rescue Plan, ARPA funding that we'd received from the federal government, to make sure that those small businesses, whether they were established or new, were able to really sustain themselves within the community, to serve our community. That's one of the ways that we're looking at our economic growth. We're also looking at things like sports complex that potentially can come about, to make sure that that is a stimulant in having sports activities here in our community, to assure that not only is it a commercial tax base for us, but it's also a place where we can invite different sports entities to our community to have their activities, but also to stimulate our economy as well. And then in addition to that, I know that there are a lot of people who really don't understand the value of having data centers, but the value is stimulating the commercial tax base. And so as we are utilizing the data centers, which we need from a technological standpoint, we're also looking at how do we preserve land around the data centers, at the same time providing an enriched partnership with the data center owners, and an enriched partnership with our communities to increase our commercial tax base. So
Wow.
all of those things are very important when you look at economic development, inviting large businesses in to partner with us. We have a partnership with a company called Micron in our community. And we have partnerships with Amazon. But all of these larger businesses are community driven. They live in the community. And so that's assisting us as well with our economic growth.
Very important, which is really another issue. I mean, your plate's quite full here, and I want to touch on the Crisis Receiving Center for Mental Health. Tell us about that.
My baby. I'm very fortunate that the former chair of the board, as well as 93 stakeholders, 93, including our state delegation for the General Assembly, including our federal delegation, came together with me to capture the vision of us establishing a crisis receiving center in our community. When we looked at our community, especially during COVID, there was a mental health component that we needed to address and address immediately. And in doing so, we recognized that the hospitals could not just be the answers. We recognized that our public safety employees could not be the answers by addressing a person that was having a mental health episode and staying with them for hours at the hospital that may or may not have beds. And so, in capturing the vision and making sure that as we heal minds and healing the land, I came together with 93 local stakeholders to assure that this vision was carried forth along with my colleagues on the board. We got a unanimous vote, bipartisan vote on our board to say that the Crisis Receiving Center was essential as it relates to mental health. And with that, Ingrid, I'm so happy to say we brought forth from local, state, and federal funding to the tune of $16 million to stand up the first ever mental health facility here in Prince William County.
Well, congratulations. That's monumental and well needed. I'm just blown away to hear this.
Yes, yes.
So another issue is talking about public safety. What are we doing in terms of ensuring public safety?
Well, what we've done also, we realize, again, just in taking care of those who take care of us, in our communities, our policemen and our firemen. The board was very, very focused on making sure that the compensation rate and the benefit rates were appropriate for those that were working for us in our communities. And so the board made a unanimous decision to give our public safety employees a fair, equitable, but needed increase in their compensation to make sure that they knew that we value them. And so with that, we've been able to increase our recruiting rate on all of those entities to make sure that we were getting the best of the best in our communities, to make sure that they know that their expertise is needed to protect us. And so we've made a very healthy investment in them. We've also hired a very extremely astute gentleman to come and look at our community safety. And so we developed an extraordinary program, our community safety program, that will include looking out, having programming for our youth, looking out for those types of things that, quite frankly, we had lost in the midst of COVID, to make sure that we're protecting our youth, we're protecting our seniors. We have put together a program that will integrate our public safety employees even more so within the communities. So there's no fear, but there is a force to protect and to coincide and partner with the community.
Very insightful, because I think that that's what makes a safe community, when they're integrated like that. And
Yes,
there's a
yes,
trust that's built. So again,
yes,
congratulations for being, really that foresight to know that that's important.
yes, yes. In a world that we live in, Ingrid, that uh, where there is a concern with gun violence, there's a concern with um, speeding, something that may be basic, but yet you lose lives. And that type of world that we know exists, not just in the county, but nationally, we have to be willing to address the issue up front, but address it in a more holistic way. So that's what we've been focused on.
I love what you're saying, holistic approach. That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And so, as we move into another area of living in Prince William, is transportation projects and the Virginia Rails. Any new project, any updates with that?
Oh, sure. Well, let me just say, I am on the Virginia Rail Express board, and it continues to be a place where we are really um, not just focused on the community that we live in. We are focused on partnering regionally. So we are very focused on regional opportunities with Loudoun County and Fairfax County, because we are the trifecta. We work together to assure that decisions that are being made as it relates to VRE are regional decisions. And so one of the things I'm very proud of, part of that regional decision making was to establish a VRE in the Potomac District where I govern. And we have cut the ribbon, and we are well on our way, laying the tracks for the VRE to connect with the northern region of Fairfax County, as well as the southern region going into Richmond. And I'm so proud of that, but it offers an opportunity, pardon me, to provide transportation for employees to get in and out of Washington, D.C. to Prince William County at a faster rate, but also at a safer rate. That's very important.
Very key, very key. And
Yes, yes.
so that means to say, when people hear Prince William County, like, oh my goodness, you're so far, but it'll be, oh, it's so convenient.
It's so convenient. We've also we've improved with our bus system. We have Sunday transportation now. That has been asked for about 10 years. And now we have Sunday transportation for people to get back and forth, even if they want to work on a Sunday, but to get back and forth to the church, to the grocery stores, wherever they desire. So our mobility improvements have been very much focused on how do we serve our community better. And that's one of the things that we've done, as well as we are very focused on electronic busing, as
Wow.
well as the Uber service, the OmniRide Uber service. So those are the types of improvements that we've made here in Prince William County to assure that that is not a question when you need transportation, how you're going to get there.
See, I just like that. I love that approach, Uber, approach.
Yes,
I love it.
it's the Prince William County Uber, which is called the OmniRide Transit.
I
Yes.
love it. So that leads to the next question: is what is your goal for Prince William County in terms of our quality of life?
Ah, that is an amazing but necessary question. And so my goal as the county supervisor is to make sure that our citizens across the county are very, number one, proud of where they live. My goal is to make sure that not only do I offer a higher level of service to all citizens in Prince William County, specifically the Potomac District where I reside, but that they understand that I'm listening. I'm listening to what their desires are and what their needs are before I serve. That I'm not guessing and I'm not speculating and I'm not enforcing my decision on them, that they're a part of the process in the decision making. And I think that that is achieved through excellent communication in town halls, excellent communication via website, and integrating my Potomac District website with the Prince William County website. So that kind of information is seamless. Yes. That is very important. And so my wish is also that we look at all demographics, from the youngest to the oldest, and no stone is unturned when you are serving, because everyone is important. Everyone is important. If you grew up here, if you did not grow up here, everyone is important. And so with this very diverse population that we live in, I think that is key when you can integrate with a diverse community and they know that you have their best interest at heart. I think that is very key in serving.
So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to ask you two questions. First of all, I want to know, what gives you the greatest joy of being in public service?
The people. I love people. And I love people because I learn from people. And when I am engaged, when I am speaking to someone, when I am serving someone, that's the reason why I'm in this seat, to do just that. That gives me joy, that allows me to sleep at night, that allows me to know that I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right work.
Wow, what a wonderful way of expressing that. That is just so important. Why did you pick a career in public service?
Well, I gotta say, when I first started my political journey, I wanted to be a journalist. And because I was a military spouse, the traveling and establishing yourself in a market, it became a little unorthodox, if that's I think that's the appropriate word for a military spouse. And so as I pursued my career in corporate America, as I pursued myself as a small business owner, I really prayed and asked, what can I do that can incorporate all of the skill sets that I've accumulated in my professional career that will aid in serving the people? And so as I was working in my community as an advocate, when I moved to Prince William County, it struck me, I can become a county supervisor. And my desire was to wind up in Congress and just to serve the people.
Wow.
And so that's why I'm an elected official here to serve. I'm not a politician. I'm an elected official here to serve.
Beautiful.
So, yes.
So that leads to my last question. What's the next step for Ms. Andrea Bailey in terms of her career?
Well, I always shy away from answering that question, but now I am very, very confident in saying that I am currently a candidate running for Congress. So I believe that God has answered the desire of my heart. And I believe that this will give an expansive way to utilize my leadership in a very growing, but yet higher level of service way. And I believe that I am in the right place at the right time in our country to make sure that we come together in government to understand that we are here for we, the people, and not ourselves.
Oh, wow.
So thank you for that question. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for just, your eloquent answer. I would like to thank you, Supervisor Andrea Bailey, for being on Ingrid's World to update us on Prince William County Board of Supervisors' work that you're doing. We so appreciate this wonderful conversation. My inspirational quote is from President Jimmy Carter. To be true to ourselves, we must be true to others. Thank you so much for watching Ingrid's World, and connect with me on Facebook at Ingrid's World, or follow the show at Ingrid's World VA in X and Instagram. Never miss a show, because Ingrid's World is on LLC YouTube channel and ingridsworld.org. Thanks for watching.